This is my co-op strategy for the boss Sajin. These principles and techniques can be applied to basically any co-op boss and even some non-co-op bosses, but it's going to look a little different. It's going to be applied differently depending on which boss you're fighting, which team you're using, and which game mode you're in. I'm using the basic Aizen team. My Aizen is B6, B3 Kisuke, and before you ask, no, I don't have Zalaparo. The strategy consists of two main parts. Part one, getting the most counters as you can. And part two, timing when you break the boss's shield. For Sajin, part two is definitely a lot less important. And for me at least, it's harder, it's more advanced. I definitely think you should just focus more on the counters and having proper rotations. And proper rotations involves one, changing your rotation so that you get as many counters as possible. You don't want to compromise your rotations too much for counters. It's a balance. It's a delicate balance. And then also, the counters you get will change your rotations a little bit. So you got to adjust your rotations based on the counters that you're getting. Sometimes the counter will speed up or slow down your rotation a little bit. You got to get used to that. Again, that depends on what team you're running. Now, for bosses like Sajin, and what I mean by like Sajin is Sajin can be staggered or interrupted, right? You can use your attacks, certain attacks, to cancel his attacks. If he's doing an attack that you don't want him to do, you can interrupt him and stop the attack, right? He does have a rage mode where you can't do that. I'll get into that once I start the co-op training. I'm gonna start that in a few moments so I can do some commentary, explain what I'm doing and why it works, and even what I'm doing wrong. Sajin, what you want to do is you want to get into a fluid cycle of interrupting him right after he throws an attack that is not a counter attack. I'll demonstrate that in a moment. Sajin is also a boss. There are a few of these where he will throw a counter attack right at the beginning of the fight as long as you don't stagger him when he's about to throw it. So right here, boom, I stagger him with the battlefield, I stagger him with the counter. I start my basic attacks, I slow down to catch his counter attack, and boom. Now, of course, I knew that counter attack was coming, and of course, you're not always gonna know when the counter attack is coming. That comes with experience, time, and practice. Once you fight the boss so many times, you kind of get the flow of the fight, you kind of get into the rhythm, and you can feel it out. You can almost like sense when it's coming. So I think he's about to throw another one. Yep, slow down, catch that. And what I mean by that, and why I keep saying slow down to catch the counter, if you're moving when the boss throws a counter attack, sometimes the counter attack won't actually hit you, so you won't counter it, and you'll end up missing the whole counter. I've been using this team for a while, so my rotations or my timing is pretty good as far as when the shield breaks and me staggering him to get counter attacks. I'm used to this. I've been doing this with this team for a while. So you just got to practice and get better. It's really like all this I'm saying, yeah, I'm making a whole video about it, but the best way to get better at co-op is to practice. A lot of people don't practice. Now, Sajin is also a boss that sometimes throws a counterattack right after his shield regenerates. I don't know if, I did hit him with the counterattack when his shield regenerated, so I don't know if that canceled his, if that staggered him and canceled his counter. Here in this rage mode, he's anti-flinch, so all that stuff about staggering and interrupting, that doesn't apply here. But you can break his shield while he's in rage mode. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I think I missed the counter there. I wouldn't recommend doing that because it depends, right? If you can break his shield right when he goes into rage mode, then I would say do it, right? Because you skip his whole rage mode. But if you're already halfway through the rage mode, I would say wait, because a lot of times he'll throw a counter right after he gets out of the rage mode, right? So you wait, you get the counter, and then the shield breaks anyway, and yeah. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about, one mistake that I have made in this training, and that a lot of people make, I would say the number one mistake people make for Sajin and for a lot of bosses is attacking too fast, right? And I'm kind of doing that right now, where his shield is down, so it's not as bad, but you really need to give the boss time. And right there, see, I messed up. If you notice, if you go back to that point in the video, Sajin was blocking, right? I'm pretty sure when they do that, because he's not the only boss that does that. I think Ulquiorra does that. I've seen Aizen do that a few times, in the towers, where you're attacking him and he's blocking. And if you keep attacking him really fast, he'll throw a counter in the middle of your attacks. So you kind of gotta time it. But at the same time, if you're attacking slow and waiting for the counter, the computer can tell that you're waiting for the counter. So it's, I slowed down, right? I slowed down to catch that counter attack and then missed the counter. That's so crazy. It happens. I'm not so much playing for damage anymore. Now I'm more so playing for the sake of demonstration, right? So he's attacking me. He's not throwing no counter attacks. Let's wait for his next attack, see what happens. Now, when he's walking like that, where he's just kind of walking, you want to stagger him. I should have staggered him right there. He's doing it again. Okay, nice counter attack. Boom. Wait for the next counter. He's doing this wide sweep attack. That's not a counter, so I'm a stagger him with this battlefield. Boom. He staggered. I'm gonna wait for the next counter. I'm gonna wait for the next attack. I shouldn't have done that, but I waited. That's not a counter. He's doing another attack. That's not a counter, so I'm gonna stagger him with the battlefield. Wait for the next attack. Let's see. Boom. All right, finally, I got a counter attack. Now I'm gonna wait for the next counter attack. If it's not a counter, I'm gonna use, okay, cool. And that's what I mean. Sajin is a boss that will throw multiple counters in a row. I thought I was about to get a third one right there. If you, Sajin's trying to turn up on me. Oh, shit. All right, cool. Yeah. Sajin's being a bro. He knows I'm recording right now. He's making me look good for the camera. But yeah, you got to give the boss the opportunity to give you what you want, right? Help him, help you. Help him, help you, help yourself, right? Anyway, that's going to be all. Thank you for watching. Good luck, everybody.